Brightglass Gearhulk came from this set and is now a 1-card win condition in Toph, the first metal bender, Marath. That's not a great example, but I played against Sam from Howling Salt Mine this year, and he did that to me.
What do you get in that one?
Dude, you're asking me questions about Marath. I'm having a hard time remembering.
Marath mentioned. Hey, everybody. I'm the Sam that Cam mentioned in that clip from Play to Win's recent podcast, and I'm here to shed some light on how to use Brightglass Gearhulk to combo off in your Marath cEDH list. Really, really fun list if you're into fringe cEDH and you want to be doing some cool stuff in Naya. Marath Will of the Wild is a legendary creature elemental beast. You can cast it for Naya, so 1 red, 1 green, and 1 white. It enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. And then it has 1 activated ability. For X mana, you can remove X +1/+1 counters from Marath, and then you choose one of the following options. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature. Marath deals X damage to any target, or put an XX green elemental creature token onto the battlefield. Generally speaking with Marath, we're always doing this in increments of 1. Now, Brightglass Gearhulk is the card that we're talking about here. In Marath, this is essentially a 1-card win con. If Marath is on the battlefield and you have this and you have enough mana to cast the 2 spells that this is going to get you, then you're probably winning. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them and put them into your hand and then shuffle. And the things that we're tutoring out are Casual Commander Classic, Hardened Scales. It's a 1-mana enchantment, and it simply says, if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many +1 +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Now we come to the second card that Brightglass Gearhulk gets us, and that is Cryptic Trilobite. Cryptic Trilobite is an XX colorless creature, and it comes into play with X +1/+1 counters on it. It has 2 abilities, but we're just going to focus on the main one right here, which says remove a +1/+1 counter from Cryptic Trilobite, add 2 generic mana, spend this mana only to activate mana abilities. So basically how this works is you play your Brightglass Gearhulk, then you cast your Hardened Scales, then you cast Cryptic Trilobite where X equals 1. It comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters on it though because of that Hardened Scales effect. You take a counter off of Cryptic Trilobite and generate 2 generic mana into your mana pool. Using one of those mana, you activate Marath, removing a counter from Marath and putting a counter back on Cryptic Trilobite. But of course, because of the Hardened Scales, 2 counters go in the Trilobite. So then let's take another counter off of Trilobite, getting it back down to what it started at, 2 counters. Now we have 3 mana floating in our mana pool. We'll use one of those mana, activate Marath, taking a counter off Marath, and putting 2 counters back on Marath. Now we're back to where we started. Marath is still at 3 counters, Cryptic Trilobite is still at 2 counters, but we have netted 2 generic mana. We repeat this loop until we have a large amount of colorless mana in our mana pool. Then we activate Marath, just refilling Marath, taking a counter off, putting 2 on, taking a counter off, putting 2 on, until Marath is ridiculously large. Now that Marath has a massive amount of +1/+1 counters on it and our mana pool is full of colorless mana, we activate Marath, pinging down the table 1 damage at a time until you win. And that's how you win with Marath using Brightglass Gearhulk.